A PNP is a pediatric nurse practitioner.
We can diagnose, treat, prescribe, just like a doctor would, but with the touch of a nurse.
Kids A to C with the PNPs. V is for vaping.
Hi everyone, welcome to Kids A to Z with the PNPs.
Where each week we take a closer look at some of the common health problems affecting our kids.
And we're your hosts. I'm Dominique.
And I'm Cortney. And today is the letter V, and V is for vaping. And I think this is an important topic. It's been in the news a lot lately, and I think recently the purchase age for tobacco products, nicotine products, just recently went up to 21. And there's been a lot of talk about vaping. I think a lot of parents and people don't quite know what it is or why it's dangerous, so we're here to tell you about it. So what is vaping?
So vaping is inhaling a substance that's created from an electronic cigarette, an e-cigarette, or a vape pen. These are battery-powered smoking devices, and they contain a liquid cartridge that usually contains nicotine and some other flavored chemicals inside of them.
Yeah, I think it's also called juice.
Yes. So these devices heat up a liquid into a vapor that you then can inhale. They go by a lot of different names, like we said, e-cigarettes, e-cigs, vape pens, e-hookahs.
I think like ENDS, electronic nicotine delivery systems.
Yeah.
So e-cigarettes are now the most frequently used tobacco product among adolescents. Some 2.1 million middle school and high school students reported to be frequent vapors in 2017, which far surpasses traditional burned cigarettes.
These vape pens or vaping is appealing to young kids because they're often sold, the liquid is flavored like as candy or dessert. So they're brightly colored, they're flavored with flavors like gummy bears, Jolly Ranchers, or cotton candy. So it sounds interesting and appealing. However, it's important to remember there's a very dangerous and addictive component of that, the nicotine. So what are some of the risks of vaping?
So vaping, the vapor contains nicotine, which I think we know is highly addictive, and it can harm adolescent brain development, which continues well into their 20s. Nicotine can also lead to use of other drugs. And there's also chemicals, other chemicals besides nicotine in this liquid that there's no long-term research to say how harmful it is.
Yeah, and it's also found that kids that are more likely using e-cigarettes are more likely to be smoking other tobacco products later in life as well.
So like I said, scientists are still learning about the long-term effects of vaping. This is not regulated by the government or the FDA. So a lot of these chemicals that are used in the flavorings, they may be safe to ingest by mouth or to eat, and they could be processed by the gut, but we don't really know what it does to the lungs when they're inhaled. And vaping hasn't been around long enough for us to really see what the long-term consequences are.
Another scary, dangerous thing that happens is because these are battery operated, they have been known to explode or cause harm to the people using just the actual pen itself. Children and adults have also accidentally been poisoned by either swallowing or absorbing this substance like in their eyes or through their skin that can cause some dangerous side effects. And nationally, in fact, 50% of the calls to Poison Control Center that involves vaping have been secondary to children under the age of 5 that have accidentally ingested these products.
So e-cigarettes can also be used to inhale other drugs such as marijuana. In 2016, a study showed that approximately 1/3 of middle school and high school kids that have tried vaping reported using marijuana in the device. So you use these marijuana oil cartridges that contain THC, and these cartridges can actually deliver up to 90% of the THC, which is much higher when you compare it to like 12 to 36% of the amount of THC they'd get by smoking like a traditional rolled joint. So what can we do to prevent our kids from using e-cigarettes, or how can we help them stop?
The number one thing that we can do as adults is to stop smoking ourselves and set a good example. It's never too late to quit smoking. You can always call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or visit smokefree.gov.
You can speak with your child's teacher or school administrator about making sure that your child's school is considered a smoke-free area, and also talking about like tobacco prevention curriculum and what they do in the school to help prevent this from happening. There is a helpful website for teens where they can learn the facts about smoking and vaping. It's teen.smokefree.gov that they can visit if they need help quitting or to prevent them from starting.
And it's never too late or too early to talk to your children about vaping and smoking. Have the conversation, keep open lines of communication with your child.
Yeah, so I think the take-home message here about vaping is that it's dangerous, it's on the rise, your kids know about it, they may be doing it. So learn the facts. Prevention is the best thing that we can do, and the long-term consequences of this are not known. We've seen a lot of stuff in the news lately about the scary things that can happen to our kids and adults from vaping.
I think that wraps up everything about vaping. If you have any questions, comments, drop a comment here. You can always email us at kidsa2z@dmc.org. And next week is the letter W.
And we are talking about wetting the bed. We'll see you then.
Thanks for watching.